So let's get started. Okay. Um, this is Aniket D'Souza, and in today's session or today's Tuesday talk session, we're gonna explore the different ideas, or I've just put together a couple of ideas. So we're looking at 9 to 10 different ideas. I think it's nine. So we're gonna explore 9 different ideas, and maybe I'd throw in a bonus as well. So we're going to look at 9 different ideas of actually starting up an Instagram influencer channel. Okay, so this is unique. This is something that you could use and you could try. So we're going to talk about that. As you can see, I would want you to basically, so if you've seen my earlier videos and you like them, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And then we'll start taking things ahead. So as you can see, we've also done a kind of revamp to my own channel in terms of trying to upgrade the way how we do live, and I wanted to kind of look at a technique to live edit a video, right? So when I'm going live, it's editing by itself as well. So I've kind of put those things in practice, and I hope you like it. In case you like it, do give it a thumbs up. And if you in case you think that there's some things there are room for improvement, then let's look at that as well. Just drop them in the feedback section or the comment section, and I'll look into that as well. So I hope you like my new screen and my new template for my videos, and I look forward to your contribution. So let's dive in right away. I've actually put together some of these things. So we're not going to look at doing a video on, as in it's not going to be like a slide deck, but I'm actually going to take you through some of these things that I've put together. Okay, so this is primarily going to be with those that are to do with these are Instagram accounts. So keep a note of these accounts, and maybe you can explore them at your own convenience or follow them right away as well. So let's get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift to my browser, and look at that. This is basically my browser. So I'm just going to shift that to my main screen. Yeah. So now you can see my browser. Well, like I said, I've actually looked at revamping the whole look and feel of my videos. So this is something that I've done using one of the live editing softwares. I hope you like it. Now let's look at our topic, which is to do with Instagram. All right. So the first account that I would want to kind of highlight. So let me just move into my account. Is this one. So this is basically, there are brands out there who are also doing, or you can be a person, if you have some kind of Photoshop techniques and tools, you could actually explore doing something like this. So this is basically one of the feeds. You can actually try it out on your cell phone. It will look, in fact, much more interesting when you look at it from a cell phone, because you will not find these kind of gaps. But this is an account surely to follow in terms of having an inspiration. So you can see the way how the text is, and how the layout of this image is, and how the layout of this particular feed is. It's more like a microsite, right? So this is a microsite based of an idea. Maybe what you can do is, let's say you are not very active on Instagram, but you still want to have a presence on Instagram. You can actually look at getting some designer to create something like this for you, and you can focus on, whenever you want to basically put up updates, you can focus putting them on stories and adding them to highlights. So those are things that you can do, but generally you can look at something like this, right? How cool is that? So let's look at another account, and this time we're going to look at another account. So let me just pick up something. So we definitely finished the microsite. Let's look at a niche, a niche idea. So a niche idea could be something like, you talk about life, you talk about food, you talk about travel. You've actually seen a lot of these people. So I'm just going to show you another account which is to do with that. This one is a sense of Huber, and I really love the kind of imagery or the photography that this person does when it comes to travel blogging. So you can actually see that over here. I'm just gonna play that. I'm just gonna mute it in terms of the sound. Okay, and I'm just gonna click on play. So you can see the way how travel bloggers around the world shoot videos and shoot photographs and things like that. So this is something that you should try. If you're a travel blogger, then this is an account that you must follow. So if your passion is into traveling, food, any of this, then, and if you're creating content on your own, or if you're basically taking photographs, maybe you can look at exploring this as well. Or you want to start off on travel, then this is something that you can explore. So let's look at something else now. Let's look at Curator, right? And this is one of the accounts that I had actually created. This particular account is managed by my mom, and it's got about 26.5k followers. Now, what does a curator account mean, right? It's one of the simplest ideas that I've actually put together, and I thought that something that my mom came and asked me, saying that can we basically do, can I help you, can I do something on digital? And I told her, saying that let's do something that you love, and that's where you can get started. So she said she picked jewelry as a subject, so I said let's do this. What you have to do is just pick up jewelry pieces from different brands and actually feature them on one page. This way it kind of gives a mass audience a way to explore all the jewelry pieces from different brands in one place, and that is a curator account. So I'm going to show you that account. It's called as India's Best Jewelry, and with an account like this, the main goal is to have your username or user handle close to what you want it to be, right? So you should not have a handle that is very difficult to find, but ideally you need to pick a handle that is quite easy to find and easy to kind of execute as well. So this is something that we've created, and you can see that there are 26.2k followers, and this account is handled by my mom, and it has a curated version of all these products. And generally that's basically what it is. We get a lot of requests on Messenger, on Instagram direct, asking us for prices and stuff like that, and that's basically what these products are about. And it's a lot about what are people going through. You can see this is basically a query, and this is a standard messaging that we have put in place so that it becomes easier for us to it becomes easier for the user to contact the right person who actually sells this jewelry piece. So that's basically the idea. It's more of an account, like a curator account. And another different approach to a curator account is a shout out handle. Now, the job of a shout out handle is to basically do shout outs. So shout out typically means that you can let's say you have a promotion or you have an activity, and you just basically put it out in that shout out handle. So let's say it could be Humans of Bombay, or it can be Best of Bombay, and or you have like city wise accounts, right? So these are just quick ideas that you can actually explore. So this is another idea where you can just pick up these kind of accounts, look for the right name, and then basically curate all of these kind of promotions and have content on your own created to kind of do a shout out for a particular brand. So if a brand wants to target a particular location, you will be basically doing that kind of shout out, right? So it's more like a network of people that you have curated who are from city wise, or maybe like a certain so niche is something that we generally do in terms of travel, food and all of that. But let's say if it is city wise and you want to basically get a shout out done, people charge for this. So as you can start an influencer channel and you can actually get started. The next one is you can look at something like a cause. So basically, like, let's say you have a cause for something. Maybe you want to create like a Make in India campaign, and you want to list all the products that are to do with making in India. So that's something that you can explore. You obviously need to find a handle that is available, but this is just to give you an idea, saying that what are the kind of different ways how Instagrammers are exploring. Let's have a look at some of the other channels. I'm going to pick up something to do with vibrancy and colors. So for that one, I would pick up someone with the name Sarah Peretz. So you can have a look at this account as well, right? So this is an account which I love and I adore when it comes to colors. So you can see that she has a rainbow feed. This particular kind of concept of photography or photo editing is called a rainbow feed. You can see how the colors change, move from one color to another color. That's beautiful, right? So This one takes a lot of effort in terms of creation. I'm going to show you another feed, which is going to be the creators. Okay, so Sarah Perez is more of a vibrancy, colorful feed, and then you have the creators. So I'm going to pick up creators. So let's start with Rachel Ryle. So this particular person is not a niche, but she's a creator. So I'll show you the difference between a creator influencer versus somebody else who is like a niche. So let me just put Rachel Ryle. Yeah, it's this one. So with someone like this, you can sorry, this is a wrong feed. I think I ended up typing something else. Yeah, this one. Yeah, so you can see this, that she ends up creating these doodles and these kind of videos, and you can actually see what kind of videos that she creates. So I'm just gonna click a play button, and these are more like interactive, so you can see how most of these videos are created, right? So have a look, enjoy the kind of content that's out here, because this kind of work is more of a creator based, and these are guys who are creators, and it becomes easier, so they do crafts, all the kind of editing. These are artists, right? So this is the kind of unique content that you can create, and a lot of brands, if you have an idea, if you do crafts, you can actually create a niche on Instagram for this kind of activity, right? So that's basically the idea here. Let me show you one more person who does something similar to this. His name is James Lewis. So I'm just gonna pick James Lewis. Yeah. What this person does is just one thing. He ends up usually creating, just drawing in front of the screen, and he does a lot of drawings like this. He initially started off with text. He ended up basically doing a lot of logos, so you can see over here, and then brands started sponsoring him to just create logos in front of his, in front of his 947k audience. And that's basically the beauty of all of these, all of the kind of content that he creates. So you can see over here that he used to create these kind of 3D based texts, just by using his paintbrush and his artboard, and that's what he did. He had told me earlier that he generally charges somewhere around $2,000 to actually create these videos as well. I definitely did get in touch with him, because he's an influencer in his own niche, and he's a creator, right? So maybe as a brand, you can have him design this in front of a large audience, and then you can make sure that this goes to your audience as well on your feed, and you can kind of run that as an ad, things like that. But this is basically this one is basically an Instagram influencer, right? So that's what happens. So you can see another one where he's doing a friends, and this is how he's basically created, and all he's doing is just writing friends, and the style of writing, right? It's unique. So that's what makes this account unique. So these are all different ways. These are creators. Let me pick some other account as well. Okay, let's head over to something like let's see. Let's look at some memes and quotes. So you can definitely start memes and quotes as well. There are a lot of accounts like Entrepreneur Path and Entrepreneurship Facts and stuff like that, which you can see, which are primarily to do with, sorry about this one, yeah, which are primarily to do with, you can see that these are entrepreneurship, and these are kind of memes in a way, as well as there are memes and quotes, and there are tons of content like this. So you can see that there is something called as business mentorship. So I'm just going to head there to show it to you, right? So like this particular account has got 643k followers, and that this person has been doing it for a very long time, and these are primarily means, these are good content, creative content nuggets, rather than it being more of a like a regular fancy visual channel. This is more of an informative channel, kind of an inspiring channel, and that's what this is about. So let's look at something that's very unique, and it's going to be the hotbed. It's in trend right now, and it's someone that I look up to when it comes to new trends and technology, and it's not human. So this particular one is a CGI character that looks very real. Her name is Little Michaela. You can actually see her. She's got about 4 million followers, and that's what you can see. That's her. You can actually even see her dancing over here. But that's the beauty of having CGI based influencers, right? So she's a CGI based influencer who is made to look real and go through. So you can see that, right? So the first time I actually noticed Little Michaela was about 2 years ago, 2 to 3 years ago, and the latest brand collaboration that I've actually seen is with Calvin Klein. They're actually put it up on their visual merchandise, basically at their entrance. So that's where I actually caught and figured out that Little Michaela has done a kind of a sponsorship activity or an influencer activity with Calvin Klein with their products as well. So you can see here that this Little Michaela is being used for sponsorships and influencers. So if you're a designer or a 3D modeling or a developer, you can come up with something like this, and you have a little bit inclination towards towards influencer management. Then this is one of the ways that you can explore as well. So that's basically it. Let me just have a look at this. Yeah, so that's basically it for today. That's what I wanted to cover in this session. So I hope you learned something interesting, and I hope you are excited to see the different kinds of influencers. I hope I've covered around 9 ideas as well, so that you can actually explore these on your own, and you can start thinking something different and something new. In case you feel that you missed out and I was too fast, maybe you can actually go back in the video. This video will be there on YouTube as well. Alright, so in case you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. There's a subscribe button down there, as well as if you want to leave feedback, then please share your feedback as well. And if you want to know how did I go about doing this kind of setup, I will basically make a new video on the same. Alright, thank you so much. Thank you for your time, and